Next on News 3 at 11, the city reveals preliminary plans for next year's budget.
Find out what changes could be coming and what's staying the same.
He's already made history before his term even started. Tonight we sit down with the new mayor of Statesboro and find out his immediate plans for his new history-making position.
And coming up in the Complete Storm Team 3 forecast, we are still tracking rain showers tonight. The very latest on that and the big cool down that's happening on Thanksgiving Day.
WSAV News 3 at 11 starts now.
Now, the smart choice for news, weather, and sports for Georgia's coastal empire and the South Carolina Lowcountry. This is WSAV News 3 on your side at 11.
Good evening. I'm Tina Tyus-Shaw.
And I'm Ben Singer. Thank you for joining us tonight. It is an effort to balance the city of Savannah's budget and to balance the needs of everyone, but it may not come easily.
A preliminary budget released today by the city manager shows there could be a lot of pain, including higher fees and layoffs. Meredith Stutz is on your side tonight with more on where your money is going.
Tina and Ben, city staff stresses this is preliminary, but it provides taxpayers with a guide for what city services could look like. But before the city asks you for any extra money, it's working on how to deal with a nearly $13 million elephant in the room.
Again, this is preliminary. This is not necessarily the city manager's recommendation, but it does address that $12.9 million budget deficit that the city of Savannah has, and it addresses that through cuts in city services and cuts in personnel.
From the possible elimination of more than 200 city positions to a hiring freeze to even increased fees for summer camp, this proposal would affect hundreds of families.
This is not an ideal budget.
Well, it may just be an outline. It's one that could come true without any new funding sources.
What this does not include is any new fees, a millage increase, or any other new revenue streams that City Council has the option to consider.
Options like a number of new fees and even a fire fee, but one alderman is concerned about the timing.
Less than 2 months before the new year starts, we're telling our citizens, we're telling our nonprofit partners, we're telling our schools and educational organizations, you're getting ready to pay these fees.
Savannah Alderman Van Johnson understands there are money issues, but thinks the city has created some of its own problems.
I'm not for nickel and diming our citizens to help pay for the bad decisions that we make.
One of those decisions, he says, is the ending of the police merger.
This merger is costing us money, and once we get out of Disneyland and figure that out, then we can go ahead and address this. But the fact is, you don't save money by demerging. We're actually spending more money, and to me, it's a disservice to our community.
Johnson says he's for keeping programs that fight crime, some of which are cut in this budget.
We don't want anyone to be afraid right now or look at this preliminary budget as a done deal. This is the starting point. No decisions have been made.
The ultimate decision will be made by the city council. Even so, Johnson has a clear message for the city manager.
Mr. Hernandez, work it out. Use every available means at your disposal to make sure that our employees maintain their jobs and make sure that our city gets the type of service that they deserve.
Now, this preliminary budget is set to be hashed out by Savannah City Council at its upcoming budget retreat next week. A first reading is set for December 7th with the final vote on December 21st. So to have a new balanced budget in motion by the beginning of the year. Meredith Stutz, WSAV News 3.
Meredith, thank you. A man wanted in connection with the South Carolina murder case is being held without bond after his arrest in Louisville, Kentucky. Police took 26-year-old James Ginther into custody from Interstate 64 in Louisville. The suspect was charged with the kidnapping and murder of 27-year-old Suzette Ginther from Sumter, South Carolina. The body of the mother of two was found by a hunter buried in a national forest last Thursday. Officials say she died from a gunshot wound, and Ginther is being held without bond.
In the Lowcountry, the life-saving Jacob kits are now in a second elementary school. The pilot program launched at Broad River Elementary in August, and thanks to a grant from Hilton Head Firefighters Association, they're now at Well Branch 2. Teachers and staff sat in training with the Burton Fire Department today, learning how to respond in the case of an emergency and how to use the essential tools in the kit to stop bleeding and save lives. Each kit includes different bandages, gloves, scissors, and a tourniquet.
Being in an outlying area, we want to be able to respond should an emergency arise with children. Safety is first.
And we hope by the beginning of next school year we'll have all our elementary schools taken care of. So today's a pretty good day. We're able to expand, especially with the recent shootings in the California school as well as the Texas church shooting.
The kits are community funded. If you would like to get them into your school, you can contact the Burton Fire Department. And that information is on our website at WSAV.com. Just search Jacob Kit.
It is a Senate race in another state that involves sexual allegations, but it's causing concerns here at home. Leaders of the Rape Crisis Center of the Coastal Empire are alarmed by how allegations are being discussed in Alabama. They say it may dissuade victims from coming forward in other places. WSAV's Joanne Merrigan is on your side with the reasons why.
First, in Alabama, her name is Lee Korfman, and when you see her now, she is a mature woman.
I feel like a weight's been lifted.
But this is what she looked like at 14 when she says Alabama Senate candidate Roy Moore molested her.
Some would say, oh, that was nothing, or they may be dismissive of it, or they may be judgmental of the individual who is disclosing it.
For Keisha Gibson Carter of the Rape Crisis Center of the Coastal Empire, some comments have been troubling, including from the governor of Alabama, who said that she believes the women who came forward, believes they were mistreated as girls, but that she will vote for Roy Moore anyway.
It's a very sad commentary to see adults, to see a woman exhibit behaviors such as that, as well as to uphold an individual who is alleged to have committed these horrible acts of sexual violence against children. You know, we have these pieces that are playing out on our national stage happening in the lives of individuals right here in Savannah every single day.
Carter wants young victims not to be discouraged.
So when it comes to individuals who may be considering or pondering reporting, we want to acknowledge that we want to let you know that we are here for you. And then more than that, helping them understand the importance of reporting. Because you see, when it comes to sexual violence and sexual assault, particularly child molestation, the acts don't stop.
She says it's not unusual that adults who didn't speak out as young people one day find the courage to do so.
And so when it comes to delayed reporting, we give no consideration to that. We start where our survivors are. We believe them, because at the end of the day, no one wants to acknowledge that they have been sexually assaulted or raped if it really didn't happen.
Joanne Merrigan, WSAV News 3.
If you or someone you know needs help, we have a number of resources on our website. Just log on to WSAV.com and search Crisis Hotline.
Statesboro's new mayor-elect has already made history. Now he's making plans to put his mark on the city. Jonathan McCullough is the first African-American to win the job. McCullough tells News 3 once in office, he'll implement his People First initiative, which he hopes will tackle both poverty and teen gang issues. He also wants to help improve Statesboro schools.
Transitioning the thought process from schools to community learning centers. And too often what we see, especially when you're dealing with poverty and things of that nature, is that our kids that come to school, they have great teachers that they're working with, but then they go back home and then it's not reinforced the way that it needs to be reinforced.
McCullough defeated current mayor Jan Moore earlier this month, and his swearing-in ceremony is January 2nd at City Hall.
Chatham County has named 2 interim assistant police chiefs for its new department. News 3 has learned that former members of Metro's department, Julia Tolbert and Terry Shoup, are now working for Chatham County. Tolbert recently retired from her position as assistant chief for SCMPD.
We can't take care of everybody, but we try to pick 13, 14 different families that are needy families, and officers on the street every day. And they see these people, and we try to go back and give something from the sheriff's office to make them know that we're for them, not against them.
The Chatham County Sheriff's Office is doing its part to help local families have a happier Thanksgiving. News 3 tagged along as deputies handed out bags of food to deserving families today. Sheriff John Wilcher says it is just another way to serve in the community he loves. In Effingham County, some drivers got a big surprise today.
What this is an act of kindness from the Effingham County Sheriff's Office. We want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving, okay?
Sheriff's deputies were handing out turkeys and all the trimmings to some needy people in the area and some very surprised drivers. It's become an annual tradition for deputies to support the spontaneous giveaway.
I recently lost my job. And I'm trying to piecemeal together how, to go on. And I know I have a lot of faith that things will work out.
Now, for the past 2 days, Effingham deputies have handed out more than 24 turkeys and fixings for people throughout the county. They say it is a great way to connect with the community and give something back. Well, we are on your side with a report for your safety tonight. Millions of people are ready to hit the road for Thanksgiving holiday, and authorities want to make sure everyone arrives safely to their destination. Georgia State Patrol's enforcing Click It or Ticket, a campaign to ensure every driver and passenger buckle up. And they are also making sure that you don't drink and drive or text in the front seat. According to the Georgia Department of Public Safety, 20 people were killed in car collisions around this time last year, and almost 60% of all crashes were avoidable.
It's that one thing you can control. I mean, nobody else can do it for you. And it's the one thing that if you'll do, will keep you safe.
Also, remember, if you are planning on drinking this holiday, call another form of transportation and always buckle up. Well, we are on your side with this reminder. Tow to Go begins tomorrow. If you have a little too much to drink this holiday, you can get home with a free ride and a tow for your car within 10 miles. You don't have to be a AAA member. The number that you need to know is 855-2-TOW-TO-GO.
New tonight, 70s teen sensation David Cassidy has died. That's according to his publicist. The singer and actor was recently put in the intensive care unit at a hospital in Fort Lauderdale. Cassidy was in critical condition, suffering from organ failure. He was 67 years old.
Next on News 3 at 11 this Friday is the unofficial start of the holiday shopping season.
After the break tonight, we will tell you which toys you should take a closer look at before buying this holiday season.
And coming up in the Complete Storm Team 3 forecast, we're still tracking the rain showers tonight and then tracking another good chance of rain on Thanksgiving Day. We'll cover it all after the break. You're watching WSAV News 3 on your side at 11.